Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh,
We are here. We're back. We're a little late, we're a little late. I'm not gonna say why we late, but y'all probably know
Freddie,
why.
don't start. Don't start, Freddie. It's too late for that. It's too late for that, Freddie.
Right. It
What's
is
up,
too late.
everybody? It's the token and the truth. So excited to be here on time, the right time, right, Freddie? Was Freddie B, TV, and Lady Dre Renee. That was a good note.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So, guys, make sure you like, you subscribe, you connect with us because every Tuesday at
Yeah.
9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, we're here. We know we're here and we're debating. You got your traditional man, your independent woman, and talking in the truth. We right here, guys. Make sure you make
Mhm.
sure you leave comments. Make sure you share, leave comments, share. Interact because we want to see what you guys got to say. We're bringing your comments into the show and we're discussing them. So you got to make sure like I said, make sure you comment. You can see in the chat on YouTube. If you want to clock in, cam up with us, and you can drop
Tap
your
in.
thoughts. Yeah, tap in. You can drop your thoughts. You can hop in. If you're seeing what Drea's saying and she's saying some BS, you want to hop in,
Or
feel
Freddie saying
free.
some BS. Yeah, feel free to jump in. Let us know your thoughts on my comments that make the most sense. Okay.
Right, exactly. If you feel like I got some BS, then feel free and hop in, and we'll get you on and get it popping. So with that being said,
Yeah.
guys, let's hop right into it. We're gonna touch on two things. We're gonna try to get across two
Yeah.
things. First, we got Chris Rock, Jada, and Will. Chris Rock, he just went
Yep.
live on Netflix in the past week since we went, and we also got a
Very,
man who
very
went
good.
viral because he got 7 baby mamas, and he said he told them, and he a deadbeat to all of them. So he a responsible deadbeat. He a responsible deadbeat. Sounds like.
Is that a thing? Is a responsible deadbeat a thing? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it.
So
I don't know.
Drea, I'll let you. Where we start? You want to start with Chris Rock first?
Yeah, let's start with Chris Rock first.
Okay, so go.
Yeah,
You want to you
there
want
you
to
go.
you want to give them the overview of what's up?
No, you give him the overview of what's up with
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am. Yes,
Will
ma'am.
and Jada.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
So
Go ahead, Freddie.
as you guys know, Chris Rock got the smacked out of him last year by Will Smith at the Oscars. And then it's been a whole year. And then a year later, Chris Rock has dropped his special, Selective Outrage. He dropped it live on Netflix. I didn't know it was live. I thought he already recorded it. Then it dropped,
It was
but he
live.
recorded it live. It was live on Netflix on the
Oh.
4th. So he did it live. And so he dropped it live, and his set was about that. And Chris Rock. Well, here's the thing: Chris Rock isn't really funny to me. I don't really enjoy Chris Rock. Um,
Really?
no, I don't.
I'm a little
I've
bit
now.
shocked, I gotta say.
Here's the thing: Chris Rock, he's clever. His, especially his racial jokes that he's come out in the past, bigger and blacker. His top specials. He has some clever jokes, but overall,
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to purchase a ticket to go see Chris Rock.
I'm so shocked to hear you say that. I mean, every time I've watched him, I think he's hilarious. Now, I know a lot of people are saying right now that he's attacking Black women in his comedy special, which is a whole other thing, but I've never felt that way personally. I mean, I probably need to go back and watch a few things, but I love good hair. I always make my Caucasian men watch that.
Which kind of speaks to why the show is called The Token and the Truth.
A little bit,
Because
a little bit.
yeah, a little
I'm
bit.
saying if
So,
I date a Caucasian man, I will make them watch that if that happens.
shout out my man Gennaro in the building, Rio de Janeiro, DJ Rio de Janeiro. He in the building. Shout out to you. He said he's live from Jada's hometown. So
Ooh.
I forgot where she from. Where's she from?
Philly? Am I making that up? Does that
Oh,
sound
I
right?
don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know where she from, but Gennaro, he hopped in. He said Tim, Chris Rock is an educational, informative comedian. He and Dave are my current top two. My current top two when it comes to stand-up comedians is Dave Chappelle and
Dave Chappelle.
Bill Burr. Bill Burr.
Bill
Dave Chappelle
Burr.
and Bill. Yes.
Okay.
Those are my two. But going back to the subject, Chris Rock, he went in on Jada and Will. He called them
Not
both.
shocking.
He called them both some biatches. He gave them the real biatches.
Did
Like
he?
he called them some biatches, like real hard. And so I think like that's the thing with Chris that people were saying. So here's the thing. So Chris, he went in on him, and a lot of people were saying that Chris Rock, he should leave it alone. Like it's over and done with, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. You know, people have been saying that. People have been saying like, oh, you know, it's been a year. Why is he still talking about it? And apparently, Gennaro was saying he did the live from Jada's home, which is you know, Chris kind of he put a little he thought it out. He's a comedian, did it from her home, and the name of the special was called Selective Outrage. Here's the thing with comedians. I've done stand-up comedy. I know stand-up comedians. For him to do this special, you have to work your jokes out. And so normally it takes about a year to get a special, because you work in 15-minute chunks. You work 15 minutes out, you work another 15 minutes out, another 15, another 15, put them all together. You have an hour. You have an hour special. And so the thing is people saying that it's a year and it's over and done with, and he needs to be over it. One, they don't understand. For him to do a special, he has to work the jokes out so it's funny in his actual special. So it's not realistic that he just does a special a month after it happens. That can't happen.
He has to go test drive the jokes. He probably had like
Right.
a smaller audience, did the big things. That's usually what comedians do.
Right. And so Chris, what Chris did is he went to smaller places to work the jokes out. Then he went to bigger places to actually do the whole special. So he's done this special prior to it filming live. He's done it other places. I just saw online where this one lady who was backstage with Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle was there as well. She already saw the special. Like he did it, like he was in Baltimore and did it. You know, I wouldn't know he did it in Baltimore, but he did it in other cities. He did the exact same special. He just did this live. He did this special from her hometown.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And so the thing is, he's a stand-up comedian. So how do people expect for him to get his get back? Like that man smacked him and he didn't do nothing. He could have pressed charge. He could have did a lot of stuff to Will Smith that he didn't do.
I mean, he handled it so well to be at the Oscars on live TV, get smacked in the face, keep it together, keep talking. You could tell he was a little bit thrown off, like, wow, okay. And the discomfort with the audience not knowing if that was part of something. And then for them to continue, and then for Will to still get an Oscar, still have the speech. I mean, like, I don't know what I would have done in that situation, but I think he handled it so well. And honestly, I think as a comedian, why would he not say anything about it? Of course he's going to say something about it. I don't know the full history of him with Jada and the whole thing and how long he's been all this stuff, but I just think Will's behavior was absolutely insane. And I think Chris handled it like a champ. He really did. That's what I think, because I don't know if I would have been able to do that.
So let's get into it. Because this is primarily a relationship show. So let's get into it. The Will and Jada situation. So here's the thing. So Chris also talks about it in this special. He talks about how the year, because people was like, he's picking on Jada because he said the joke about her being bald-headed. Let's work through it, right? So the year before, like in the special, Chris talks about how Jada, she'll start something, he just finishes it. He doesn't start anything with it. He just finishes the whole deal. So here's the thing. The year before, remember, Jada was wanting everybody to boycott the Oscars. Because remember the whole thing with Will, and he did the concussion movie and he didn't get nominated for anything. She was like, the Oscars. Right. Yeah, kind of piggyback off of the Oscars is so white, which the thing is the concussion movie wasn't really that good. And then Will Smith
don't tell Will that.
Right. But the thing is I've been to Ghana, I've been to South Africa, and it's crazy because they watch us so intently. Like these Africans in these other countries in Africa, they are watching America like a hawk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they knew about the movie, and it's crazy. Both times I went, well, especially when I went to South Africa during that one time, and I was just in Ghana, like people would ask me about this movie. Out of all movies,
the movie Concussion?
Like, yes.
Why are they asking you about that movie? I don't even really know that.
Because it's Will Smith playing an African. playing somebody who's from Africa. He's an American, a Black American playing an African, and then people would talk about it. I'm like, oh, so what you got to think? Like his accent, it wasn't really. Everybody was like, yeah, the accent wasn't really good. And even Africans that live in America was saying the same thing. His accent wasn't good. It wasn't believable. And then like the movie could have been better, so on and so forth. But she felt like it was some type of racial component, which that exists, but I don't think it existed in that moment. And that's the part that kind of relates to the whole Black woman thing we'll get to, is sometimes people make outrages when they don't apply. So it didn't apply then, but then Jada went
outrage these days. There's an outrage for everything these days.
Right. And sometimes people need to chill, and we need to wait for the outrage to count so we can do something. But Jada went to Chris and was like, we boycotting, you the host, let's boycott.
Oh, she went to, oh, I see. And
she was saying to Chris, he need to hop on the boycott, trying to, galvanize him to hop on the boycott too. And he was the host.
As in not host the Oscars?
Correct.
Jada.
Girl. And so the thing is stand up. If you are dealing with a stand-up comedian or somebody who is similar, like a host of that type, who gets up and does material in that realm, if you come into their life, there is a chance you will be material. A great chance. You will be a part of their material.
Absolutely. I don't even understand. People don't realize that. If you were even friends in proximity, you go to a comedy show, maybe you're in the front row, you will be a part of someone's material, 100%. I just think something else was going on. Something else was obviously going on. Like, you don't go smack somebody just for that one comment.
And so here's the thing. So that first year that happened, he got up, he made a joke about her. Fast forward the next year, they sitting in the front row. I think he said in this special, Jada, it was something else Jada brought up. And so then, he just cracked. But the thing is, he thinking it's all jokes because he's a stand-up comedian. So he joking. He made the G.I. Jane joke. And then
if you think about that?
Here's the thing. See, I like to watch the whole situation. He made the joke. The camera went to Will. Will was laughing at the joke. Here's the thing. Will's laughing at the joke. Jada is not laughing.
Jada. She had a little smirk. I thought she had a smirk. I got to go back and watch it again. I thought she had a quick little laugh. I thought she had. Are you sure? Because people were saying she laughed at first and then she was like,
no,
he was like, oh, okay, we got to be serious. And then
the thing is she had that little like that type of laugh. Everybody else laughing, so I'm a kind of go along with it. But here's the thing with it. I'm a fast forward and come back. When Will smacked him, sat back down and said, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth." If you look at Lupita Nyong'o behind him, she is amazingly surprised. She looks like she's like, WTF, what just happened? She's sitting right behind them. So that lets me know all this had just happened. She just saw it at the same time it happened with us. Now, fast forward back. Will is laughing. Now, here's the thing. If Will and Jada if both of them felt some type of way about that joke, Lupita would have saw them feeling some type of way. She right there next to him. She would have saw them feeling some type of way. And so when everything happens, she wouldn't have been that surprised. But that wasn't the case. Will laughed. Jada felt the way. Jada looked at Will like, nigga.
I think they have a little.
She looked at him like,
I know you not. I know you not. And he was like, okay, hold on now.
Because here's the thing, man. Jada has been emasculating Will. She's been cutting his balls off since day one.
Okay. Hold on. What are you talking about? Okay, I just got into an argument with somebody about this exact same thing. All right.
Let's do it. Look, last week I made you mad. I'll make you mad again this week. Let's do it.
No, you're not about to make me mad. We are not about to do. Ain't nobody getting mad. You have your opinions, Freddie. I have mine. That is why we are doing this whole podcast.
Go ahead.
Jada and Will, first of all, do not have a conventional relationship. I'm not saying I agree with
it. You think?
I've heard many times in Hollywood that they have had an open relationship. He was spotted with Margot Robbie a couple times. Obviously, Jada's had her situationships here and there. So they do not have a conventional relationship. They are two people in Hollywood. They've been together for 20 years. They have children. And so, you know, in the realm of Freddie B, listen, they stayed together, Freddie. They're trudging through. They have some things going on outside their marriage, but they unfortunately have made public. They should not have done that. Will just mad because Jada's still in love with Tupac. Oh my God, Vino. Okay, so somebody was saying this the other day too, that Jada has always been in love with Tupac. Well, clearly Tupac is not available. But I do not think that Will Smith is a simp or she cut his balls off because he was defending his wife. Now, do I appreciate the way that he defended her by hitting Chris Rock? Absolutely not. He could have been a grown man and talked about it after the show. Like my mama said, you don't fight in front of white people. You don't do that. So, like, I don't really understand this whole thing of if you're standing up for your wife and you're doing all these things, why does it mean she cut his balls off? And obviously, whatever situation they had going on, Freddie, okay, where look, I'm not saying I agree with the situations that Jada has put herself in, okay, no, but to be fair, Will also had his other little triangulation on the outside of the marriage, okay? So they were both doing stuff. Ain't nobody cutting nobody's balls off. Everybody's an adult, Freddie.
All right, ma'am, that's
Sir,
wonderful that you said all that. You said all that. That's great and that's wonderful. You talk about one. You said Will was out with Margot Robbie. There has never been any. Listen. You said your whole piece. Let me hop in there now?
Piece. I'm listening.
Okay. Now, with Margot Robbie and Will Smith, tell me the time it's been substantiated that Will and Margot got down. Has it ever happened?
What are you talking about? They have photos of them together, Freddie. I'm not saying
listen, wait. Time out.
Okay.
Tell me the time it's been substantiated that Will has been intimate with Margot Robbie.
Freddie, what are you talking about? They're not going to.
That's my point. So that's my point. So let me continue. So all the other stories, everything with Will Smith has been hearsay, just like what you said about them having an open relationship has been hearsay. It hasn't. There's one thing to hear and hear rumblings about something. It's a whole nother thing for it to be corroborated by the person. So my example, right, Corey put speculation, LOL. It's been speculatory and it could be true. I'm not saying it's not true, but it could be true. Here's the difference right here. Jada brought Will on her show to talk to her and interview him about how he felt about her effing her son's friend. Just like Chris Rock said, nigga, tell me the time where Will brought Jada on a show, say, Jada, look, Margot Robbie was doming me up, and I busted her mouth. So, how you feel about that? Like, no, that didn't happen. You might have thought, speculated, we think, maybe might, and it could be, but Jada corroborated it. Wait, Drea, time out. Wait, Drea, wait. This is my bail. Listen, tell me the time that Will did that to Jada. Jada brought him on Red Table Talk to talk about her entanglement, and then he was blasted on social media for at least a month solid about how she was entangled with August Alsina, and August Alsina was her son's friend. Are you serious?
The reason this is out because he outed it. Jada didn't do it. The kid did it. So they had to talk about it.
No, they didn't.
No, they really didn't, but they did.
Right. Like, what are you talking about? They didn't have to go on the show and talk about that. If it's my wife, I'm like, he put it out there. We just going to ignore that. We going to ignore that.
I agree. I don't think they should have talked about it, but they did. They made the Red Table Talk. Mark Anthony took her breath away. Mark Anthony? What is Corey D talking about? No, she with Mark Anthony? See, this is what I'm saying. I think they have an open relationship, and one of the relationships got called out. It was a very strange one, okay? with it being her son's friend. Jada, come on.
That's the part. Like you trying your best, and I feel you. I give you love,
Listen,
Jay. You
I'm
trying
not
your best,
trying to do
but
anything other than say that she did not balls off. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying I
but
agree
look,
with what
no,
she
but no.
did.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. With all of this, she has done other interviews where she's brought it up and made like little cracks and kikis and ha-has and jokes concerning Will. Like the thing with Will, like we might have heard it, but it's not substantiated. When it's substantiated, it's something totally different. It's something totally different. And she had an interview, so that's when you sit your husband down and talk to him about how you feel about this entanglement I had with this younger dude, which is our son's friend, and our son brought him. He was hanging around, and so then I start messing around with him. He's younger, way younger than me, and so baby, how you feel about that in front of everybody? I gotta do this. Why you niggas look at me like what? Like, come on, like that's where the balls cut off, and then she keep cracking jokes and doing little hee kikis, ha. Like, no, that should have been like August said it. Cool, we gonna deal with it privately because you my wife, I'm your husband. Behind closed doors, we'll deal with it. We're not gonna address it. We're not gonna talk about that. Let it blow over and continue with life. It's not what she did. She monetized his pain.
But don't you
to
think
make money.
he knew going on table talk, the red table? He knew that she was going to talk about it. Why would he agree to talk about this subject? I'm not saying that it's okay, but why would he agree to do that?
What choice does he have? What choice does he have?
No, I don't want to talk about this and be a grown man if you didn't want to.
Drea, that's my point. Like he don't have that option to say, Jada, don't do this.
Option. He can say, okay, he can't control whatever she talks about on the show, but he can.
No, he can't.
Freddie, he could not go on the show. The man doesn't have to go on the show. She didn't get, like, you better sit down and get
Drea,
on the
you missing the point, Drea. That's not the point. Listen, here's the point, Drea. It's not about him going on the show. It's the fact that that's going to be a topic of conversation, whether he on the show or not. She going to talk about how she was banging her son's best friend.
I can't roll with on that one. I can't.
Like it didn't matter if Will was on the show or not. Will could have not went on the show. She would have been on there talking with her mother and her daughter.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about Will getting his balls cut off. No one put a gun to Will's head and made him go on the show and talk about it. That's no,
Drea. Oh God. Okay, Drea. Look, Drea. Listen. What? You're not listening to me. You're not listening.
I am listening to you, Freddie.
No, you're not. Listen to me as a man.
Drea. Okay, well, you better calm down on that one.
Drea, listen. You gotta listen to a man speaking about a man being emasculated. Like, listen real quick.
Listen, I'm listening to you, Freddie.
Drea, you're talking. You can't listen. You're talking.
Why are you acting like she put a gun to his head? That's all I'm asking.
Drea, I'm trying to tell you. If you would stop talking and listen.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Okay, if I'm married to my wife. Okay. We got a son. My son brings one of his friends over. He coming to the crib, and then that son's friend is banging my wife. Okay, then we find out. Then my wife is doing a podcast. As soon as she says, like, okay, on my podcast, this is what we're gonna talk about, how I was banging our son's friend, and then she goes and does it. My balls are cut. Because obviously I have no power in my house. My wife does whatever the hell she wants to do, including embarrass me.
Will feels like that? You think Will feels like he's embarrassed?
That's any man. Any man who has a wife. Listen, Drea, let me tell you this. Let me be clear with you from a man. From a man's point of view, you can ask any man in here. Listen, any man.
Every man, you think?
I mean, yeah, there might be some little beta simp guys out there. Cool, that's fine. But listen, any man who's married to a woman, here's the thing: people say open relationship like it means embarrassment. Just because we got an open relationship, don't mean you embarrass me. That's not what that means. That means that you do your thing and we keep it tight and we keep it in order and it's structured. Open relationship. I agree. So listen. She embarrassed Will. No man is going to have a wife and then everybody looking at him like your wife effed your son's friend and then went online to tell all of us about it. What? That's called embarrassment. Just vice versa. If it had been Will that did that, all you women be going crazy on Will. He'd be canceled about how Will smashed Margot Robbie, and then Will did a movie about how he smashed Margot Robbie and then brought his wife in. So, babe, how you feel about me dicking this other woman down?
However, I would still say the same. Thank you. I would still say the same thing. I would say, Jada, why would you go on the show and sit there and talk with him about it? Freddie, here's the thing. Now you need to listen to me. I'm saying I agree with you. I think that Will should have gone on the show, but he did. He didn't need to go and do that. I agree. If they have an open relationship, they should have kept everything to themselves, because a lot of people in Hollywood do that and nobody knows about it. They keep everything copacetic and it's fine. They have an agreement between two people. They're grown adults. They can do whatever they want to do. Obviously, all this stuff came out. I think, in my opinion, they were trying to capitalize on this for whatever reason, and Jada did. And then now here we are. I do understand what you're saying. Look, it doesn't sound good. What man wants to go on a show and sit there and talk about it, right? But I just think, like, if a woman is doing things like this, right, it doesn't look great for the man, but I just don't think anybody put a gun to Will's head and made him do it. I don't think he should have done it, but he willingly sat down and talked about this. I'm not saying it was the right choice, but I don't think
so here's the thing. Here's the thing, like, you're focused on that. That's not my focus. It's not my focus. It's not what I'm talking about him going on the show. That's
all I'm saying. Listen, was my focus.
That's not like when I tell you she cut his balls, it's not about him going on the show. It's not about that. Like at that point, he had no choice. He had no choice but to go on the show, because because the conversation was going to be had with or without him. So it was like, at that point, he had no other choice. You got to go on the show to talk, to kind of win some empathy for yourself if you don't go on the show. But the conversation was going to be had. And my point is, what I'm trying to tell you is that the balls are cut because he had no say. She cheated on him. And then not only did she cheat on him, she had sex with their son's best friend. And not only that, she decided on her own that on my show, we gonna talk about this. None of that had nothing to do with Will. Will had no say in none of that. Like, she did all of that on her own in their relationship.
Only thing he had to say in was sitting down. He shouldn't have done the interview. But why do you think he's still married to her? Vino Life said this earlier. Why would he still be married to her then? I mean, clearly...
It's cheaper to keep her.
This is what he wants to do.
It's cheaper to keep her. I don't know. Here's the thing. Like the thing is a lot of us look, especially like rich people. Like, rich people cheat on each other. That ain't nothing. Like, the more money you got, people got like mistresses or whatever like that. Like, that ain't the thing. Like, the fact of somebody stepping out, that's not the thing here. And so, but a lot of us with no money, a lot of us that aren't of their financial means, look at just the fact of the cheating. We look at the cheating part as the culprit. It's not that. And so the thing is him being with her because she cheated has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with the family structure and the monetary means. Like, they make more money. They're more of a powerful unit together than apart. And so it comes down strictly down to the money part. Now, the thing is that us looking at it, like, you know, everybody, like you said, you in Hollywood, you in LA, people have heard that it's been so many rumors around them having an open relationship.
One of the very first things when I moved here was Halle Berry's crazy and Will and Jada got an open relationship. It was like the first two things I heard when I moved here. So
I mean, that makes sense. Halle Berry, as fine as she is, and look at her relationships. I get it. But here's the thing. Like, everybody has heard it, and we pretty much like, okay, they doing their thing separately. But the thing is that it was never like smashed in our face. It's one thing, for example, I'll give you an example. This is a very harsh example, but I really want people to get the picture. For example, you could hear like one of your childhood friends pass. Like, oh, you heard Mike pass. Oh, what happened? Man, he got shot coming home from a basketball game. Oh man, that sucks. It's one thing to hear that. It's another thing for me, like, yo, you heard Mike pass, he got shot coming home from a basketball game. Here's the video. And I show you the video of him getting shot.
Right.
That's something totally different. Now it's more real because I smashed the results in your face. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we heard about Will doing, got over relationship. He with this woman, he with that. When we heard about it, we pretty much knew it was true. Jada then came and said, you want to see here, look, it's right here. Look, I actually am doing it.
I just think because that guy went out and said everything, which she should have known that he was a child. I mean, he's her son's friend, that this stuff was going to come out, and then they were going to look a certain way. So then when it's out like that, no, they didn't necessarily have to do it, but she has this very open, vulnerable, raw, truthful, red table set up where she felt like she should talk about it because they talk about everything else. They keep everything 100. They talk about these really tough things. Do I think it was the best choice? No, but it's already out, and so be it. However, this podcast is about relationships, okay? So whatever dynamic that they have, right? I'm not saying it's a right or wrong one, but I do still stand by Will being a grown man. And like, I don't know the ins and outs of their relationships. I understand you talking about him being a man and being embarrassed, but I don't know if he necessarily looks at it that way. Because I don't know why he would stay married to her, or maybe they're separated. Who really knows what's going on? I don't agree with the situation, but I just think like different strokes for different folks. So whatever dynamic they have, we're going to do them.
And here's the thing, like we can literally say that about anything. Different strokes for different folks.
That's good.
We can, right, and that's why I put, they're trauma bonded. But we can say that about anybody. Different strokes for different folks. But what does that do for the overall aspects of relationship? Like, to me, if you ask me, obviously, me talking like their relationship is nothing to aspire to. There is nothing to aspire to. It is not. It's not for anybody. It's not for anybody to look at Will and Jada and be like, yeah, I want an open relationship. I want that. That makes sense. This, that, and the third. Like, no, their relationship is trash. That's a trash relationship. It's trash.
It don't work for me. So,
because here's the thing, like, okay, somebody cheat on somebody, but embarrassment, like, you talk to any woman, like, really, that's the main thing. Like, okay, your man, because here's the thing, like, a man could be married, cheat with a woman, and have sex with another woman, and it was just like, oh, this little thing I just did, I'm, like Jay in his lyrics. I was just fucking them girls. I was gonna get right back. Like, it didn't mean nothing. So, like, usually with the woman, it's not about like, you had sex with another woman. Usually it's embarrassment if it comes out and it's like, oh yeah, people know, like, oh yeah, Fred was.
Women aren't embarrassed by the cheating?
No, listen what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, it comes out, like, people find out, like, oh, your husband was spending money and having sex with old girl. He was over old girl house. If nobody knows, she still might get mad or, be mad or feel a type of way or whatever. But it's totally different when it happens and then y'all whole circle know about it. All her friends know about it. His friend know about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is my point. When you talk about a man and his household, and it's like, the whole world knows that Jada Pinkett has sex with her son's friend.
I mean, I can't even say anything.
The whole world knows this.
It's so bad.
And the whole world knows that she had a show and she decided to monetize this trauma.
She did. And because she knew, I think that was definitely a clickbait situation. And it probably got a ton of views. Absolutely, it did. And it probably got what they wanted. Oh, that's my Aunt Lacey. Now her adultery in public, so judge would be favorable to Will cheating low key, only hearsay, unless they have video. Aunt Lacey, listen.
Exactly. She's saying Aunt Lacey's saying what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing with why people say Jada has emasculated, cut the balls off Will, because then you fast forward. Now let's connect it to what we're talking about. Fast forward to the Oscars. He's just like putty in the hand. Like, I don't have no power here. She got the power. She got the mental power. And she's just like, just decayed his mind. She look at him like, hey, act. He goes up there and smacks Chris Rock.
Do you think, okay, let's say this other stuff didn't happen, all right? The adultery didn't happen. Do you think what Will did was a simp move? I hate this word simp. I absolutely hate it. But do you think as a man that was a simp move?
No, I do not think a
Okay.
simp. What a
All
simp
right.
is, I'll tell you what a simp is. A simp is a man who
Please, Freddie.
lies to attain sex. That's a simp.
Oh, is that your definition of a simp? Okay, because I've heard some different definitions of a simp.
So here's the
I heard
thing: you
a
got
simp is a man who goes after a woman that does not want him. That's what I heard. That's a
that's
simp.
that's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. I mean,
Freddie, we agree on something. Oh my God, you guys, let's have a moment of silence. Freddie, me, and Drea Renee just agreed on something. I just need a moment.
why would we need a moment of silence? Nobody died. It's a happy moment, right?
Well, I mean,
So
you
so
never know.
so here's the thing. Here's the thing with this real quick. A simp and a pick me. A pick me is a female version of a simp. Simp is a male version of a pick me.
New word. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Like women will call other women pick me's. And so the thing is because normally
pick me.
Word pick me. They call them pick me's. They call women pick me's. And so the thing is that women are pick me's when they lie to attain a relationship with a man. Men are simps when they lie to attain sex from a woman.
Okay, I'll have to look. You pick me. Yes, pick me. Sure, right. Thanks.
Right.
Right.
And so going back to I wouldn't say Will smacking Chris was a simp move, because the thing is people talk about protecting, like, because that was the whole thing. It's like all this stuff comes back to like protecting black women. Why y'all coming on black women? And like this whole thing is, I'm like, people are misusing the black woman deal. Like black women need protection and all of that, but let's not just apply it to every little thing to where it becomes
everything. I
yeah.
on that. Did you feel like that from his special, that he was coming after black women? Because a lot of people, I read a bunch of articles that his special was specialized at attacking black women again. They were like, oh, this is just another example of Chris Rock coming after black women, attacking black women. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't speak on that. That much.
So I'll get into it. Let me finish what you were saying about the simp move. So Will was protecting this woman, but the thing is you fight fire with fire. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you protect your woman, but the thing is that if somebody's verbally coming at my woman, I'm gonna verbally come back at you. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna go back and forth verbally, and then we get to a point to where like, okay, look, I've had enough. This is done. We need to end this. You know what I mean? And then it might get physical or whatever, because that's how men operate. Men operate with an air of violence. Women don't operate like that. Men operate like that, and that's just is what it is. Like, you know, women are like, oh, that's dumb. How women operate to men, that's dumb. So obviously it will make sense vice versa, but that wasn't a simp move. He just was manipulated by Jada. He shouldn't have went up there and smacked Chris Rock. That wasn't necessary for him to do that. Now going to Chris Rock,
so unnecessary.
Going to Chris Rock and him attacking black women, people have said that because of other things that he said. They adding that into this, but this particular special, he had an issue specifically with Jada and Will. He called Will 50 million bitches and called Jada a bitch.
He called Jada a bitch on the special?
Yeah, he called her a bitch. He called Will 50 million bitches and called Jada a bitch too. The thing is that has nothing to do with black women. He has an issue with specifically them. Like,
right. Sure, right. He sure did. I gotta watch this. I haven't seen it yet. And you guys, don't forget, make sure that you are commenting, letting us know what you think. Tonight we're talking about Will and Jada. Is he a simp? To simp or not to simp? Just kidding.
Yeah, we're right. We got two topics. We're talking about Jada and Will and that whole situation, their relationship dynamic. But later on, we'll get into the video of the 7 Baby Mommas. But yeah, like I said, going back to Chris Rock, I don't think it was attacking black women. I think that's overboard. I think some women, here's what I found. A lot of the women who said that online are misandrous. They're extreme feminists and they're misandrous. And like some women just be going overboard. It's like we got this whole thing online of
everybody's going overboard now. Everybody's sensitive. Everybody freaks out. You can't say anything. Everybody's sensitive. That's just how it is. You can't say anything, especially comedians. They can't say anything. You say anything, everyone's like, oh, you're canceled. It's over. I can't believe you said that.
I've already accepted the fact that y'all probably gonna try to cancel me, and that's fine. You know what I mean?
Freddie,
We're gonna keep it
you be
moving.
in the cancel realm. You be close to it, but you're okay with
Yeah, I
it.
mean, because the thing is it's the truth. Like me, I like coming with the truth, the token of the truth. I like coming with the truth, and the truth hurts. The truth is a bitter pill to swallow. People don't want to swallow it, and so they just
But
want to
Freddie,
get you out of here.
you have to understand sometimes the thing, this is why our podcast is what it is. I feel like you feel that your pill is for everyone, and it's not always for everyone, which is why we're here. And that's why we're
I've
doing
never
this.
said that. That's what you say. You
Freddie,
say it's for every single person. I say it's
that's how
generally. It's for the
you
general public.
react. That's how you react.
It's for the general public. Everything I say is for the general public because there's no one size fits all.
There is no one size fits all. And that's why I'm here to say, hey, even if I agree with you, I also can see other people's points. Now, on this
No, I know.
next
Look,
subject,
I can
that's all
see
I'm
other
saying.
people's points, but that don't make it like something that people it should be celebrated.
Okay, well, I think people different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying?
Here you go. That's
Are we
your
ready to
favorite
move
thing.
on?
Yes,
I'm going to say it. I'm going to. Are we ready to move on to our next topic? What's up, Nikki?
yeah,
My
go ahead.
best
Break.
friend.
Yeah, go ahead and
Okay, you guys, we're moving on to our next topic, which Freddie sent me this video, you guys, and I gotta say, I didn't think it was real. This guy has 7 babies by 7 different baby mamas, and he's claiming that he doesn't have to have responsibility for any of them because he told them that he wasn't going to take care of these children. He's offered to pay for abortions. Some women have chosen to take these abortions, but there were 7 women who decided to continue on with the birth, have these children, and he's not taking care of them. And he went viral, I guess, recently for saying that he's going to continue not to take care of these children, and it's on them. So please let us know what you think in the comments. Freddie, are you going to pull up the video?
yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh my God. I mean, you sent that to me, and I don't know. It's twofold because he's obviously having unprotected sex. There's 2 adults deciding to do this. If he is giving this information before he's having sex with these women, you know, that's tough. Because if you're both making the agreement, you know what it is. He told you he's not going to be there. You decide to have the baby. You can't really come back later and say, take responsibility. However, I do think it's irresponsible to do that. And then, 7 kids, just put the condom on, buddy. There should be a pill for men. You guys need to be made to take a pill. That's what I think.
What you mean a pill to do what?
Make you guys not have kids. Somebody's coming out with that. They need to come out with that. Because this guy should be taking that pill. Because then you're just having these 7 kids in the world without a father. And yeah, I get it. Okay, the women, I'm going to have the baby anyway. That's a whole other subject. But it's just like, I don't know. I couldn't do that. I couldn't just know that I have kids running around. I'm also not a man. And then just say I'm not. 7 kids? 7 kids? Come on. That's insane.
So
here's and talk about it like nothing. Like, okay, guys.
Here's the thing. Like, I feel like now this, I feel like it's something that would come out, but I feel like a lot of women would not want it because then you got the gravy train of child support with the ballers. That's all out the window now. All these women that get child support.
Wait, what?
It's gone now.
Wait,
say it again.
Wait, what are you saying with the gravy train with the people with money? What?
So like you know the whole deal. Like I think Killer Cameron, the rapper, he told a story about how he had sex with a woman with a condom on, threw the condom in the trash. The girl she did the turkey baster joint. She brought the turkey baster. She went to the condom, got the turkey baster in there, tried to get the stuff out, and then put it in her so she could get pregnant so that she can get the child support from having Cameron's child. Like, for example, Drake's baby mama.
Okay, that's mentally unstable behavior. I mean, that's crazy.
But the thing is you think about it, like a woman can do that and be set. She ain't work no more.
I don't know.
Drake's baby mama. Drake's baby mama. Drake impregnated a porn star, Sophie Rousseau, or whatever her name is, with his son Adonis. His baby mama, all she does is art now. She just chill and makes art and puts it out there, and hopefully y'all like it. She don't do nothing else. That's all she do.
What's his name? Adonis? Is that little boy? Adonis?
Adonis,
Is that his name?
Yep.
Dang. I mean,
All right. So
I
look,
know.
I'm going to let's pull up this video. We're gonna pull up this video.
Oh, wait, what should I say? And he had the nerve to say weren't being booed up or wiped up, let alone being a mother. Oh Lord. Let's take a look at the video. Oh God, here we go. This guy.
All right, the plan. You got like a little.
Got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Let's hear what all this. Here's TikTok hypocrites. Let's hear it.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact.
I don't know if it's playing anymore.
I want me responsible financially with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These are the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their father to a child for one of them. Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this shit and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
Whoa. Whoa. That's a lot of
There you go.
You guys let us know what you think in the comments. I'm having to catch my breath here for a second. Wow. There's a lot going on here in this video. Right, Nikki, that is correct. He's awful. They should have believed. I cannot believe he said this about these women. I need a minute. Freddie, I mean,
so
go ahead.
Okay, so here's the thing. He said everything he said, and like at the end when he said women say my body, my choice, he said my life, my choice. That makes me think about Chappelle, his special where he talked about, you know, hey, women, their body, their choice, they can decide they want to keep a baby, have a baby, so on and so forth. But then he was like, it's the man's choice with his finances if he want to pay for a kid. I mean, I'm paraphrasing the joke. You can go look at it, but you know, he talked about that as well. Going back to this guy, I'll start with the guy. Obviously, very irresponsible. I don't condone. I don't advise any guy to be like that. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, okay, I feel him. I don't feel him. I'm not in the camp with him or none of that. Totally irresponsible for him to think like that. And I hope that going viral, that doesn't influence other men that, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I hope that's not the case. I really hope and pray.
You're agreeing again. This is so good.
But wait, just like the comedians like Bill Burr and Chappelle. One second, please.
Well, it was going
One moment, please. Hold please. Hold please. Hold please. Rest in peace, B. Scott. Hold please.
God.
With that being said, I will say this until my dying day.
Listen up, folks.
Women's power is in between their legs. Women's power is sex. Men's power is relationships. So nobody has sex. Nobody has a baby. Listen, nobody has a baby. Nobody has sex unless a woman says, okay. It does not happen until you guys say, okay. So how in the world, as a woman, could you meet a guy like this and still let him beat, still let him blaze? And not only you let him blaze, you let him blaze raw, and I mean, did he gonna shoot the club up? Obviously gonna shoot the club up. Like, how do women do this? But here's the thing. The majority of children are by the minority of men. And that's also the problem. You got women usually go after the same guys, and a lot of these guys ain't nothing, but y'all just continue to go after the same nothing guys. So at what point in time do we take accountability, or women take accountability? Like, hey, look, that corny guy, because we had the whole thing about Michael B. Jordan being corny, the corny guy, the whole thing
was being corny. I don't get it.
The guy being straight laced, the guy just out here, he going to job, he taking care of his business. You know, he looks nice, but he kind of corny or whatever the case may be. When does it come to a point where women like, let me get him? I don't need the bad boy, the super cool guy who ain't got much money, who just trying to knock everybody up. Like, when does it get to that point? But it's not to that point because women continue to fall for these type of men and let them shoot their club up.
Now, I absolutely agree with you, Freddie. I got to say we're on the same page. I am not sure what woman in their right mind could hear this exact information and then still choose to proceed with this person who then goes on the internet to tell all of his business like this, who's so crass, who's so callous. Yes, low self-esteem. I mean, you must, but I'm trying to imagine this guy being smooth, and I can't imagine 7 women, and it's probably more than 7 because he offers the Plan B pill. He comes with the Plan B pill to say, I'm not going to take care of the baby. I'm going to hit it raw. As soon as we're done, you need to take the Plan B. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. I'm not sure who these women are, what they look like, or, you know, what was going on in their minds. But for a guy to be able to say that and still proceed, as you eloquently said, shoot up the club, then I really gotta say we're on the same team today, Freddie, because I think it's irresponsible.
So I wanna point this out. My man D Brooks, most of the women realize at 35, a very, very poignant point. A lot of women, they get in their mid-30s, they realize that the cool bad boy guy that ain't got nothing going for him, he just cute and he just cool, that I shouldn't talk to him no more. Let me talk to a guy who actually is good for my life. They realize that a lot of times too late, because then the guy who's like that, he got the resources and he grabbed a younger chick, and then now they alone. But I want to go back to what this young lady said. I want to go back. Of course, here you go. He go with the absolutes. I'll let you stay with the absolutes. I don't never speak the absolutes. I'll let you stay with that,
because
though.
You know what, Freddie? He's listening to this podcast thinking that exact same thing. Okay, so I'm going to speak to those people.
If you think that way, I say continuously the podcast. There's no absolutes. There's no absolutes. I say that continuously. So here's the thing. I want to go back to what this young lady said. Nikki Elizabeth Stabile. I think that's one of your friends. Low self-esteem.
Yeah, that's my BFF, Nikki Stabile.
So here's the thing. She makes a great point, which in preparing for this, I actually thought about it. And so I'm glad she said this, because I want to talk about this now. You do have your women who have extreme low self-esteem. A lot of, and the vast majority of them did not have their father in their life. They didn't have, they had daddy issues.
Exactly. So now we're just going to keep this cycle going. 7 kids without their fathers.
And so here's the thing. I want to tell a story. It's a story that has stuck with me, that affected me, that like when I heard it, it hit me. I was like, oh snap. It was so deep.
That's it.
So when I was in college, all right, y'all follow me here. When I was in college, I was kind of talking to this one chick. And I remember she was in the car with me. We was in my car, and we were sitting outside my dorm, and we were just talking. And we were just talking about just, you know, like like not really think deep, but it started to get deep because then we started talking about our family because she had her stepdad and her mom at home. Her stepdad met her mom, was her stepdad, took in the family the whole night. He was that corny guy, and her mom was the same situation. Her mom got older and realized like, oh, the corny, not cool guy that everybody liked, this the guy I need to be with, got with him. He stepped in, took care of the family, took care of her, and was the man that she needed. So she was talking about him, and she started to cry. She started to cry, and I was like, where the tears coming from? And she was like, I just want my dad, though. I just want my dad. Like, he's been there since I was like a kid, but I just want my dad. And I feel so bad because like my stepdad has been there, stepped in like my dad. And I still like, I appreciate him, but I don't really want him. I want my dad. And so then she talked about that, and it just killed her inside because she felt like she was betraying her stepdad who had did all that stuff for her. Then we kept talking, and then we started to get into like her sexual exploits before she met me. And then she was talking about, she told me this one story about she was in her room and this guy who was, I'm about to say the fraternity. He was in a fraternity. He came over. Yeah. He came over and they were talking and she knew why he was there. She knew he came just to blaze and leave. But like, you know, when a guy just want to blaze, he's giving you the action, he's on you, he's touching, he's trying to do that.
He's trying to get in there.
Right. And so she was so intoxicated by just the desire in that moment. And she craved it so much. She loved it so much that even though she knew as soon as he nutted, he was going to get up and leave, she still just took it all in and then twisted her mind to be like, this is enough. And I'm going to do this. And then they would have sex. And sure enough, he would nut, get up and leave. And then she would sit there feeling alone and gutted like she was worthless. So we having this whole conversation. And she told me that. I was like, wow, like think about how deep that is as a person. You know somebody is there. And the only reason why they're giving you energy is because they want what's between your legs. And as soon as they get it, they going to dip. You know that. But the intoxication of that initial desire that they're giving you is enough in that moment to take you to the point to where you end up laying in a bed gutted and feeling alone like nobody wants you. And so I mean, like you do have that. And I wanted to bring that up. Like I said, Nikki brought it back. I'm glad she said that. She said low self-esteem, and then she followed it up with this. That's why Freddie misspelled my name horribly. But you know, that's a whole nother situation. My name is actually right here, guys.
Horribly.
It's spelled right here. But I'm glad she brought that up because that is a very big point, and that underscores the importance of fathers in the home. And I don't understand how we as a society are getting away from the importance of having a man in the home, how we are so free to break up homes, to X out men. Men are important. Women, you can do it on your own. You don't need no man. F these men out here. F these niggas ain't S and all this. When we can see, I remember in college, dudes, look, this is gonna sound horrible, but I remember this wasn't me. Let me preface this. When I was in college.
I want to comment on your story. I need to comment.
Okay, I just want to say this real quick. I remember men, dudes, boys in college, they would meet women as soon as they found out a woman did not have a daddy. It was like, oh yeah, she got daddy issues. Oh yeah, this game, this gonna be this like shooting fish in a bucket.
God.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. 100%. Like if a chick had a dad, it's like, oh, she probably gonna want a relationship. I don't really want that. Never mind. She ain't got a daddy. Oh yeah, run that game. Run the game. Knock her down. Go ahead.
That experience that woman went through for that instant moment of gratification of this guy giving her attention, doing the thing. There's so many women that can relate to that experience when you know that this is not the right thing, but there's something comfortable about the discomfort that people do not even understand how foundational it is to have your father around, especially in minorities' homes, and like the trickle out effect of that. you know, and we can agree on that now, Freddie, and like the importance in a home. Now we agree on that, the family structure and, you know, whatever the 2-parent household looks like. I do believe in the importance of that, because now what this is going to look like in the future is just terrible, because the self-esteem is low. You're putting yourself in terrible positions with men like that was just on this video, who really doesn't care. And I'm also wondering, from his point of view, what does his household look like? Where did he come from? And so the men growing up without dads in their homes, or even moms in their homes, because that's the whole thing too, right? So you can say all this about women with the daddy issues, but it also is another whole conversation for the men that are growing up without their mothers around, or, you know, for whatever reason, and what that's looking like, how you're treating women if you don't have sisters. All of these things affect so many things, and I think it's horrible, but this happens all the time, and I can't believe that there are men looking for women without their fathers. I mean, that's terrible. But I mean, I get it, because there's a void there. There's a void there.
I'll
right?
say this. I'll say that usually happens in college, like young men, like, you know, early 20s, mid 20s, because they're not looking. They're not looking to find a wife. They're not looking. A lot of those guys aren't looking to settle down. They're not looking to do any of that. They're looking to have fun. So if you're looking to have fun, you don't want to get tied up with a woman and really purposely hurt a woman who's really trying to settle down and have a relationship.
Okay. Great point you just made. They're 20 years old, 21 years old. But on the other end, there are men saying that women who are 21, 22 need to be looking for marriage and focusing on finding. No.
Listen, that's not
Freddie,
the same,
let me
man.
finish, Freddie. Let me finish, Freddie. You have been chatting it up. I'm listening to your stories. I'm here for it. However,
I know you having trouble listening too.
Freddie, I'm listening, but this is a double podcast. Okay, there's two of us here. All right. So I'm saying that, you know, these guys that you're talking about that are 20 years old and they just want to have fun. And I know you're going to say, oh, it's not the same. They're 21, 22. They need to be focusing on having a family. But it's like, what are you talking about? These are their peers. This is who they're around. These are looking for the women to have fun with, right? In their age range, or, you know, whatever that they're doing. And then there's this expectation for women that are 21, 22, that they need to be focusing on having children and finding a high value man, because this is their prime time, that they're 21 and 22. And I'm not even saying that you necessarily say this, but I know that there are schools of thought that a woman is her best until she's about 24. But these men who are 20 to 24, they're out here having fun, looking for the women without the daddies. Like, I mean, what is that? I don't think so. Go ahead, Freddie.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have to look at what the other gender values in the opposite gender, and so you look at men.
About this last time,
right? And you look at men, and you look at when men are valuable, when they're valuable as it pertains to a relationship, as it pertains to them being a husband, as it pertains to them leading the household, being that man in the house. Think about what all the attributes are needed and a man needs to have, and when does he attain those attributes?
Right. But who are these young men?
Wait, well, no, that's a question. That's a question.
No. Who are these men supposed to be having sex with?
Wait, Drea, that's a question.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm saying.
Answer. They know whatever. Answer the question.
What are you talking about?
Answer the question.
What's the question, Freddie? I forgot. What's the question?
Get the freak out here.
What's the question?
You not even listening to nothing I'm saying. You just wait. You wait for me to say something so you can respond. Okay. Let's go back. Exactly, this is a question.
Dre. Thank you.
Dre, this is a question. All right.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
Okay. So any woman that's listening, you think about the attributes. Think about the attributes that you want in a man to be a quality husband, to be a quality protector, provider, be that man. Let me listen. Like you just asked the question. I'm trying to tell you the question. Think about all these. Listen to comprehend first, then respond, Dre. All right.
Freddie, I already know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
What am I going to say? Go ahead.
You're gonna say that when a guy is older, Freddie, that's when he has.
That's not what I said. I'm asking you a question. I didn't make no.
That's the answer to your question. That's the answer to your question. You're gonna say, when is a man able to be a husband, provide, and do all these things? Right?
I'm asking you. What do you think?
Right.
What do you think?
Not when they're 20. Not when they're 20.
When do you think the man gets the attributes? I'm asking you.
Not when they're 20, Freddie. These men at
I'm
20
asking
and 20 aren't
when?
People are still when they're older.
Like, give me an age. Like, just throw an age out there. What do you think?
It could be anything. 30, 35. I don't know.
No, I'm asking what you think, not what anybody else thinks.
I mean,
what you think.
honestly, in my opinion, these days, after 35, maybe.
So they hit 35, they starting to get into that area.
Maybe. Hopefully. Yeah, sure. 35.
I mean, we talking about generally speaking. Now, are there some cases? No, they got to be 55. Yes, but generally speaking, Drea.
55,
Good Lord, man. Let me ask you this, Drea. What's 2 plus 2? What's 2 plus 2?
Get out of here. All right. This isn't the Kevin Samuels podcast. All right. This is the Token and the Truth. We're going to keep it on the subject.
I didn't say it was. I'm just asking a question. Yeah. Okay, so you said 30. You said starting 35.
And give me a math lesson. All right.
Okay. I just want you to answer something succinctly and clearly, and not trick me.
It's a podcast. I can say what I'd like to say. Thanks. Okay. My point to you, Freddie, is these men that are 20 and 21 and they're hooking up and they're allowed to go have the fun. Who are they having fun with? That's my question to you. Who are they supposed to be having fun with?
What you mean? Who they supposed to have fun with?
Who are they supposed to be having fun with? Now, I asked you a question. Who are they?
I mean, they gonna have fun with whatever chick gonna let them have fun with them with.
And so
whatever chick gonna open her legs up
with them around their age range, are they doing themselves a disservice by having fun with these guys? I'm asking you, is that what are they doing themselves a disservice by having fun with these men that are around their age? Right?
Because, the women?
Yeah. In your opinion, yes. Are they doing themselves?
Yes.
So who are they supposed to be having in your world? Like, who are these men supposed to be having fun with?
You don't agree? You don't think a woman is doing herself a disservice by having fun with a guy who just want to have fun, but she want a relationship?
No. Yes, I do believe that.
Okay.
I'm talking about, no, you said these guys are just wanting to have fun, right? But I'm saying if she wants to have fun too, do you think she's doing herself a disservice? Because she's like,
oh, you say if she want to have fun. I mean, yeah. if they both want to have fun, if you just want to have fun and you meet somebody else who just want to have fun, then there you go. Okay. But the thing is I would say overall, look, the woman, she just like want to have fun like that. Like, yeah, she's doing herself a disservice. And I think both. I think the men and the women are doing themselves a disservice, but especially as a young lady, you're doing yourself a disservice. Especially, because the thing is
we'll agree on that.
Because here's the thing, like what you just said, men don't get to where they are an attractive prospect to be a husband to about 35 and on. That's something that a lot of people like. I don't know if you noticed, but the vast majority of people would agree with you. Vast majority of people would agree with you. So the thing is if you are a woman that's 24 and you want a husband, you want a relationship, that's where you want to be, then why would you not look for that element? Why would you look for a man and then also not vet? I go back to vetting. Vetting is very key. Why would you deal with a group of men who that's not what they want?
What about the people that are getting married at 24? They're both young. I'm just curious. This is just as an aside. What are your thoughts on that? Two people getting married at 22, 23?
I think that, because the thing is here's the thing. If you can get out the game, like I said before, the dating game is like the drug game. Like, it ain't designed for you to stay in it all your life. You get in it, you get in, you get out. The sooner you can get out, the better. Have your little fun, but hurry up and get out the dating game. It's just like the drug game. You stay in it for too long, you gonna look up, the music gonna stop. There ain't gonna be no more chairs left for you.
Well, then we just had another little agreement then. Okay, all right.
That's the dating game. It's like musical chairs. You gonna look up, the music gonna be over. You was kicking it and dance like I get a chair. Wait, I get a chair. This is my song though. I'm dancing, and all of a sudden the music cut off. You like, where the music go? The DJ packing up. He wrapping up. You look around like all the chairs gone. People leaving out with their chair with their person. And you like, hold on, wait. Like, no, ain't no wait. It's too late. It's too late. Like my man Corey,
Freddie, that's a great point. it's the too late, and I'm going to speak to that. You know, I don't know if I feel that there's a too late for love. I just don't know. Now,
Here's the thing. It's never too late. Like, yes, you're right. It's never too late, but
you can be too late for children. That is obviously biologically the case, right?
Not in today's time, people saying something different now.
Well, because there are different ways to have children, Freddie. So yes, there are different ways.
But here's the thing.
You got a problem what you said, with alternative ways to have children?
You said, is there a problem? I mean, talk to doctors. Yeah. Doctors will tell you that there could be problems with that. But you know, I'm not a doctor.
Do you have a problem? Do you have a problem with people having children later, using surrogacy, IVF? Do you have an issue with that?
I mean, me, I'm more of a natural guy. I like just natural. I like how stuff is already set up. It flows like that. No complications. I like for stuff to be in the cards for me. Like with me, I want children. But if I meet a woman and then we don't have children, then, you know, God didn't put it in the cards. I'm not going to push the issue because I want children. A lot of people want what they want, and it's about them. It's not about the world at large. So a lot of people, I want children, so I'm going to have children, but it may not be in the cards for you to have children. You may try, and it don't happen. But at the end of the day, that's your life, and you got to live your life and then carry it on out. And hopefully you can make the world a better place, but not try to force the issue of, I want children and I've been wanting children, so I'm gonna do everything in my power to have children.
So like, I don't believe that IVF and all these alternative methods are something that you would ever consider.
It's not natural. It's not natural. It's not like I said, me, I'm not like I don't like women to wear a bunch of wigs and weaves, even with that. You know what I mean? I like just natural, like who you are, bring who you are to me. I'll bring who I am to you. And then we go in the world and we do what we're going to do.
I respect it. I want to speak on what Stephanie Gordon just said. I don't feel marriage is for everyone. People marry then divorce. So as you stated, Freddie, there's no absolute. So finding the perfect person on the first go around is rare. Marriage is not for everybody. I absolutely agree with you, Stephanie. I don't know if Freddie...
here's the thing. Like people saying, find the perfect person on the first go around is rare. Why is it rare though? That's the thing. And like, you know, but here's the thing, like when we say rare, like what does that mean? Like, you know, like because it's a lot of people who find the first person on the first go around and they get out the game. Because the thing is you said finding the wait, she said finding the perfect person. Her statement is unrealistic. It disqualifies itself right there because there is no perfect person. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect.
The person that matches with you, the person that you match with, that you want to spend your life. Obviously, there's no perfect person, right? So
wait. The thing is she said, so finding the perfect person, even if you want to add words to what she said and say the perfect person for you, it's still using the word perfect in the general meaning is unrealistic to humans because we individually are imperfect. So you can't take a singular imperfect person and then add more imperfectness and then now it's perfect. That's impossible.
Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, but you get the general idea what she means. She just means the person that
wait. Well, here's the thing. Stephanie should come in. Well, how about this? Stephanie should tap in. She can tap in and say exactly what she means. You know, there is that option because I'll put the link in the link is in the comments. I'm about to put it in the comments again. I'm about to put the link in the comments.
Make sure you go to the comments if you guys want to tap in or
I just put it in my comments. I just put it in my comments. So, you know, she could come in and say whatever, you know, she typing it out. And if it ain't being said right, she can come here and say what she really mean. But here's the thing. Marriage isn't for everyone. People marry and then divorce. The thing is a lot of people why are they're not properly equipped. A lot of people aren't properly equipped from the jump. They aren't in themselves properly equipped as a person, and then they're properly equipped to approach marriage.
First of all, this is a great point that you're making. I agree with you. So this is what happens when people are getting married super young in their 20s. I watched another podcast on this just a couple days ago. You can shake your head, whatever you want. It was people who got married young. 10, 15 years later, they're like, I'm a completely different person now. I got married to this person with this like if I had gotten married when I was 23 with what I thought the world was like, what I thought relationships was like, I mean, I don't know if I would have been able to sustain a marriage or show up as a wife. And that's what most of these people are saying. Men as well. I got married at 25. Wasn't a good idea. Now I'm 45. I'm divorced because we grew into completely different people. And this is the thing. They're like, oh, a woman needs to, find this high value man when she's 25 and 24. I'm not, you do what you want. You want to get married at 24, 25. I'm not saying you do you, but I'm also saying there's this group of people who end up divorced later in their 40s because they decided to do this very, very young. I'm not saying there's a perfect age, but I do think you're not growing together. You're going to end. I couldn't imagine marrying young. I didn't want to marry back then. Now it's different. Yeah. I just think it's crazy to say, oh, you're 23. You need to hurry up and get married. That's just my opinion. But I know you, Freddie, you think, hey, get out the game, 21, 22, just jump in there, stick it out forever. I get it. But I just think there's so many variables that can happen. And then you're divorced. And you're like, I don't even know who I was at that age.
So here's the thing. Like you read what Sheree said. I got with Corey. Corey's been married for 16 years. Married for 16 years. So yeah. you happen to read Sheree. Sheree, my girl, but she wants to get married now. She's never been married. I put up a comment from somebody who's been married for 16 years. He's 26. But you didn't read that one. But it's fine. It's fine. Let me respond to what you're saying.
I did read the quote. I'm not saying it's everybody, Freddie. I'm just saying that you don't allow for like people to like grow apart. You grow differently. I mean, you're not the same person you were when you were 25. I mean, I hope you're not. You're not the same person when I met you. You know what I mean? Like things change, you grow, you evolve. You hope that you evolve together. Yes. But it's also possible to get married young and you're like, well, I don't know. Or how about all those people that are married, they have kids, their kids leave the house and they're like, oh, we don't even like each other. Like these things happen. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like as you get older, you get to know yourself, you get into relationships, you see things a little bit differently. Your comprehension is different. Like when I was 17 and I got my heart broken, I thought that was it. Now my niece 16, she just got her heart broken. She thinks it's the end of the world. It's over. It's never gonna figure itself out. She's 16. You know what I mean? You're like, girl, okay. Because I have the experience to know that she'll meet somebody else and time will run and she's fine. But she doesn't think that right now. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Sheree. Go ahead.
So, I mean, I'm not advocating that 16-year-olds get married, to be clear.
I don't
like
think you're advocating that, Freddie. It was a mindset thing. I'm talking about our mindset.
You talking about 16 and 17-year-olds. Like, I'm not even talking about that. But here's the thing. Let me respond to what you... Example. Okay, let me respond to what you're saying. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, am I the same person I was when you met me? No, I'm not the same person. I'm not the same person 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I'm probably not the same person 3 years ago. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with evolution and matriculation in life, right? We all grow, we all matriculate, we all evolve through life. When you get married to another person, it goes back to what I was saying. I mentioned this in a previous podcast that most weddings, they have some type of element to signify how the two people become one. They become one person. And the reason why they signify that is because you as a man, when you marry that woman, that's why she takes your last name. She becomes a part of you. And you become a part of her. Y'all become one person. And so if you're one person, you're moving the same, you're growing together. So as you guys grow, y'all are growing in the same path. So you at me, like if I got married at 21, and if it goes correctly, how it should go, I got married at 22, she got married at 22. We're growing together so that when I'm 35 and when she's 35, the same age, 13 years have elapsed, we're the same person. We're different than what we was, but we're still the same person. We never left each other's side because we're like this. We're combined together. And so the thing is it has nothing. It has literally zero, zilch, nada to do with a person becoming a different person. It has everything to do with if the person you're growing with. If you guys are together, y'all locked in step, and you're growing together, then y'all will go anywhere. Y'all will go anywhere in the world and still be the same person.
That
60,
is
you
the fairy
still the
tale.
same person.
Yes,
And so
that's
wait,
the hope.
Drea, wait, Drea, you gotta let me,
Right.
finish my. You said your whole point, and I listened to what you were saying. Now I'm
Listen,
responding.
I'm listening. I'm
You
just giving
can't
you
listen
my
if you're
point.
talking. You can't listen if
Freddie,
you're
I'm
talking.
listening to your whole thing. I'm listening. I'm saying you hope. I said you hope that you grow together. That's all I'm saying. You hope that that's the case. And neither of us, my friend, have been in these long marriages to know like what people go through. So, that's the hope. That's what you want. But I don't know. I think it's difficult. That's all I'm saying, Freddie. Go ahead, Freddie. Jesus Christ.
I just want to finish the thought. That's all I want to do.
Freddie,
So here's the thing to what you just said. You just said it's difficult. It is difficult. Nothing I'm saying, two people growing together is not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it and it would be super simple. And people would just do it, and we live in a perfect world. We do not live in a perfect world. We are not perfect people. So yes, it is work. Every single person I've talked to, I think I've said this before, every single person I've talked to that's been married for over 10 years, they have stories to where when they talk about their relationship, they get to a point where it's darkness in their eyes. It's darkness to where they were like one drip drop from walking out the door. So it is work. That's where it comes to marriage, is work.
Yeah.
It is difficult. It is hard. But in the end, it is the most fulfilling thing that you will ever experience. And so going back to somebody being married, they're growing together. Like people keep saying that, like somebody else just said, hold on, somebody just said, somebody else just said, like, you're a different person right here. Your best friend, Stephanie Gordon, right? I believe when we get married before 40, by 40, she gonna change. The thing is that it's not about people changing. It's not about that individual changing. It's about the collective, the unit that you guys now are. Are y'all lock and step together? If you're lock and step together, you'll change, she'll change, but y'all will change together. You do things together. You do things as a unit. And here's the thing. Go ahead, Dre.
No, go ahead. I'm listening. I didn't say anything. Go ahead. Nope. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Like I said, it goes back to fostering a good foundation to build a marriage off of. People are marrying people for the wrong situations. People have no structure. People have no idea of what it looks like. You got women just meeting men and they're not being vetted, and she's just meeting a man and likes him and then has sex with him, and then they connect sexually, and then that creates the haze of, this is my husband. I want to be with him for the rest of my life. But after a while, sex, it wears off. It goes away to where now, to what you said, now you got children. Now you're just like, okay, let me just continue on for the children. And now the children are gone. Now it's like, do we still need to even do this? Because we've done our job. Now we need to separate. But if you meet somebody, you have a father, you have trusted men around you as a woman, you have a mother, you have trusted women around you as a man, you have that person be vetted by the opposite sex from you to, is this a quality person that's here for the correct reasons? And then as you meet that person, it's just like a job interview. Like, because marriage is a business. It's not just a live happily ever after into the tulips and skip through the tulips and we're going to feel good and get the warm and fuzzy. A man isn't supposed to come into a woman's life to make it easier. A woman ain't supposed to come into a man's life and make it easier. It's to make your life more fulfilling. Oh, I thought you wanted to hop in. So it's about making that person's life.
To hop in, but it's,
Go ahead. That's why I stopped.
Oh, I thought you had more to say, Freddie.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying, Freddie, is that I don't think, for me personally, to speak on these things, I have no idea what it's like to be with somebody for 10 years. As long as I was with somebody for 6 years, and that's when I was in my early 20s. And I think, yes, right, it does take a lot of work. I think the way that you're saying it, not that I do agree with that. Yes, it takes two people who are locked in, but I think, as someone said, Corey D. Jackson, it's seasons. And during those seasons, you're not always locked in. Like you said, you can have that moment where you're like, I'm about to walk out the door, right? And sometimes people do that. And right, if they're not locked in, but I'm saying a lot of times people say, I'm out of here, especially nowadays. People are not staying together and trudging through. They're just kind of like, yo, I'm not happy. And we talked about this in our first episode about people staying together, even if they're not happy, just trudging through. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I think especially like if you're older, you got that much time left and you want to be happy, this person's making you miserable and you aren't locked in together. And if you've tried and it's not working, then it's time to do something differently. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. You know, I don't promote divorce, but I feel like if two people have tried, you've been together for 20, 30 years, what do you mean? I don't know why you're laughing. You know, I'm just like, then it's time to do something else.
Because I'm laughing because you was like, I don't promote divorce, but if you're not happy, get a divorce.
No, I also said, Freddie, if you've tried, that's not funny. Like, I'm not saying go get a divorce, but if you've put work in and you've tried to make something work, and it's not working, then what are you supposed to do? Just keep going, just keep trudging through. If you realize this person really is not the person for you, like, I don't believe staying right.
I mean, I'm
exactly. And people do that. They just stay just because, you know, and you're like, all right. And then what? I've seen so many, you've seen older people and then they're just like, they hate each other. They hate each other. But it's like, I don't know why these two people should stay together. Yes. I believe what Corey said. Okay.
What I would say is, like you with somebody and things aren't happening. Like me, I'm of the adage, blood in, blood out. To death do us part.
I love that.
And so if you gonna marry me, just know blood in, blood out. You know what I mean? Blood in, blood out, baby. Like, you know, you leave this when you leave the earth. And so the thing is that people don't approach it with that. If you approach something with that mindset, then you'll do a whole lot more vetting, a whole lot more maintenance going into it. So for example, I tell people this all the time. A lot of people think therapy and counseling is only when something goes wrong. And the thing is that here's the crazy part about it. People will think that, but people will have a car and still do preventive maintenance. We'll still get the oil change on the car, get the tires rotated and balanced, do all that. But in a relationship, they just skate along and don't do nothing. Yes. And so the thing is what I say and a lot of these things that I'm saying, I've learned. I've had extensive conversation with people who've been married, and not only married for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years, to understand what does it look like to be with somebody for 40 years? What does that really look like? And so the thing is what I would tell anybody is, you date somebody, once you guys get engaged, you should be doing premarital counseling. You do the whole session of premarital counseling, which is usually like 9 weeks, minimum 9 weeks. Then you get through that, and you get through that with flying colors, feeling more stable about your relationship. Then you get married. Every year you get married, you should be in marital counseling every single year. Every single year. And so the thing is if you're doing that, then you don't get to the point to where this person is just so all like that, because you're in counseling and you're with a counselor, and you can bring that to the counselor, and the counselor is a third party. They're a third party able to look objectively like, hey, look, these things are happening. Because here's the thing, like what you just said, I know I've had this conversation with other women, and they're speaking from the standpoint of they're in the relationship and they feel like he's not getting it. But the thing is that he's feeling the same way. Both of y'all feeling like the person ain't getting it, and you just banging heads like this. And so then it's like, this ain't working, I'm a dip.
Okay, but I have a question on that. So my question to you, Freddie, is do you think that in this day and age, with the way that people are coming up and the way that they're raised, Brian Taylor, that is hilarious. I think that you should like coin that somehow, Freddie. So do you think that at 24, 23, that you have the mental capacity to understand that about going into a marriage the way that people are today? Maybe back in the day, that's just what it was. But nowadays, I personally, thank you, Corey D. We appreciate that. Do you think that people have the capacity to fully understand what it takes to really be married to somebody for 40, 50 years in today's time. I'm just asking because I keep hearing you talk about these things, and these are really deep, mature things. Times have changed. So I personally don't think his office hours are when I personally don't think that the average 23, 22-year-old has, and Ariel Smith, I saw that comment. I don't think that they have the wherewithal necessarily to understand the depth of a conversation like this when you're that young. I think you do.
So to answer you, so here's to answer your question. It was something very poignant in what you were saying. You were saying that kids or young adults that age, they don't have the wherewithal to understand this. Am I right? That's what you said, right?
I don't feel in today's society, not necessarily, no. Back in the day, now, I think having this conversation with somebody who's 23, 22, I don't know where that's going to land. It's not going to land the same way that it did 50 years ago. It's not.
FYI, your best friend just disagreed with you. She said, I think they do. I just want to throw that out there. But,
that's my girl. Hey, Steph. That's okay.
So look, here's the thing. I'm not going to jump. I'm not going to pile on with that. But what I will say. I'm interested
in your opinion.
So here's my thoughts on that. The thing is that it's not just up to them. Like, it doesn't matter if that 22-year-old has the wherewithal. The thing is why is that 22-year-old on their own in that thinking? Why are they just on their own to configure their own thoughts? The thing is situations like this, people like us having these conversations with them to let them know that's what's important. And the thing is we have too many people in the world like, well, whatever you think is good, whatever you want to do, you do what you want to do and live and let live. And then people live and let live. They do whatever they want to do. And a lot of times it's a mistake. Instead of older people like us that have made mistakes, have gotten into place and can look at our lives and be like, I don't regret nothing I did, but I don't like this. And so let me tell you, younger girl, let me tell you, younger man, keep this in mind. If you do that, just know you can end up in this situation not happy with certain things. If you want this, that's not the way to go about trying to get that. And the thing is that a lot of people our age aren't doing that. We're just like, well, I made mistakes, so I can't tell you how to live, and I'm gonna let you make your own mistakes. And the only thing that happens is every generation makes bigger mistakes. If you look at each generation, they take it a little bit higher with the mistakes they make. They always go a little bit higher. Look at TV. TV pushes the envelope a little bit more. Music pushes the envelope a little bit more. Everything just keeps crossing the line. Everything crosses the line, and it doesn't stop until the generation before that turns around to that younger generation and like, hey, look, young lady, if you trying to have a man, you don't want to just be being free sexually till you 35 and then look up like, okay, I want a husband now. Young man. Yeah. If you want to try to be a quality a husband and you want to get that, focus on getting this money, focus on structuring yourself. Don't let it get too much to where you just knocking off holes left and right. And that's a lot of your focus trying to do that.
Right. But I think what's unfortunate, Freddie, is your school of thought, even my school of thoughts, and the thoughts that we have that parallel, we get to our wrapping up here, is not what's happening. And I'm not, like I said, every time we have our show, I don't think that necessarily it's correct, but if you're listening to songs that are out right now, how people are operating in relationships, how women are presenting themselves on Instagram, it's like, yeah, that sentiment, the way that we're talking about this stuff, and I agree with you, it is a good conversation that we're having because it is a really hot topic right now. But unfortunately, it's really sad because that isn't the message that's being given out to men right now. And it's not the message that's being given out to women right now. And so the whole family structure, the whole thing is just being thrown out the window. And it's really sad and it's unfortunate. But this messaging hopefully will get through to some people. But I just feel like there's a lot of damage being done in this department. And, who knows what it's going to look like in the future or the generations after us. Because it's like, as you're saying, there's more damage and there's more damage and there's more damage. And it's like, I mean, I'm like in 100 years, like, what are we going to be doing? Like, what are we going to look like?
And so And so that's the thing. Each one teach one. I love my African proverbs. And one of my favorite one is it takes a village to raise a child. And so it's everybody coming in to give that child, not only just the parents setting the foundation, but other people, because sometimes the kid ain't gonna listen to their parents. Look at LeBron James got kids that don't even listen to him. He LeBron James. He like one of the best athletes that have ever lived in life. And his kids still be like, oh, that's dad. Oh, dad, can you stop? Like everybody else be like, hey, LeBron James, what? Like people go crazy. So the thing is, that's why you need those other people to get that information, but people have to stand strong on their beliefs. It can't just be like, well, I mean, whatever works. Like, no, this is the standard. If you want to do something different, that's on you, but
you have to deal with the consequences.
Right, but that has to be more of the messaging. And like a lot of the messaging now is people just like not telling people what the standard and not giving people true expectations on what to expect. Because like a lot of times it's just like whatever you want to do, you can do, and that's like that's true. But you can do whatever you want to do. Just don't expect certain outcomes. You will disqualify yourself.
Exactly.
You would disqualify yourself for certain outcomes. If you're a woman, you want a quality man, and you go to the slut walk, you got an OnlyFans all your 20s, it's a good chance you will disqualify yourself from having a quality man. You could still get a man, and there's a chance. But me personally, I like to have my chances high as possible. I want my probability high as possible. I don't want to deal with 1% chance. If I get a 99%, I'm going 99% every day, all day of the week. How can I do that?
And a lot of people are going to be in that train because there's a lot of women on the OnlyFans train, and they are not thinking about the consequences of what this is doing, or even just posting certain pics on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, you could take it down. But
if it's on the internet, it lives forever. And I know you got to go, but real quick, I want to talk about Sheree. She talked about, she grew up in a broken home. I grew up in a broken home too. The thing is, it's about getting around people. It's taking accountability. You got to take accountability for yourself. So with me, I got to take accountability for all the things that I've done, the lack, whatever I got going on that's keeping me from the things that I want. I got to take accountability. Like I'm the reason.
Yes.
Me. And the thing is, you got to you can't. A lot of people don't take accountability. They're like, oh, you shaming me. You this shaming me. You that shaming. At the end of the day, the person could not shame you. The person could shame you. End of the day, are you going to get what you came to get? That's all what it's about. And so it's taking accountability and also getting with people and getting around people who are challenging you. If nobody's challenging you, they're just letting you live however you want to live. And then I tell you, that's incorrect. You have to stop that. You got to do better. And pushing you to do something better, then if you don't have none of people around you, you're going to lose. Just keep it a buck. You're going to lose. And I ain't got enough for you.
I think why this podcast is so good is because it is bringing these issues to the table. Because, I was at the gym today working out, and I put on the rap station, and, you listen to some of these lyrics, and I'm like, if this is the messaging that is going out to people on a daily basis, like who the hell is ever going to get married? Like nobody's going to get married. Why would they get married? You know what I mean? Because these subconscious things are coming in your mind. So it's like, I do agree with you. You got to take accountability. And on my end, my accountability came with self-work, maturity. I did not think about these things in my 20s. I started to think about some of these things in my 30s. And, that's just the journey that I've been on. I mean, I hope that people can, if you have come from a broken home, that you can kind of grasp some of this earlier. But, through experiences, it came in later. But it's been a good show, Freddie. It's been a good show tonight, you guys. So we appreciate all your comments.
I'm a little disappointed. I couldn't make you mad like last week.
Oh my God.
Last week she got mad, y'all. So you can go to my YouTube. You can go to her page. On her page, on my page, see the videos. We're gonna start up a central area YouTube, everything for Talking Truth. We're gonna get that going. So you guys have a central place to go check out all the past episodes. But take us out, Drea.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Maybe a little bit after, but probably at 6 p.m. Eastern Pacific time.
No.
And
I'm gonna be on at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Oh God, we'll be here on time next week, you guys. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you.